guys, and welcome to another video where today I'm going to be reviewing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, I'm making this review after I just beat the game. I did all of the Elite Four and beat the champion, did the champion rival battle, I did the Team Star final battle, and I did the Path of Legends final battle, so I've completed all the main story points. I still have to do all the post-game stuff, but I figured I'd make a review just purely off of the main part of the game, so let's just get into it. For the first section, I want to get into some of the brand new Pokemon we have. I think every new Pokemon between completely original to regional variants are all very good. They're all very unique, very cool. We have some good typing. We have some good, pretty much all around just really good Pokemon this time around. And personal favorite is Annihilate. I used Annihilate through my playthrough as soon as I could when I saw this thing. It's so cool and I love it. There's the Paradox Pokemon, which are also really cool, and all that good stuff. The overall design of all the Pokemon in this region, very good. I give it a 10 out of 10. It's absolutely amazing. And the legendaries in this region, oh boy, they are absolutely gorgeous. I love all the legendaries in this. And this category is going to be a 10 out of 10 because the Pokemon they choose to bring back for this region are amazing, and the new ones are amazing as well, and some pretty cool new abilities with them as well. But yeah, the only complaint I really have is that all of the starter Pokemon don't really have a really good final evolution. I don't really like any of them besides Sprigatito's. I chose Quaxly because I thought Quaxly was a super cool Pokemon. I loved his style and his hair, but they kind of ruined him. Same with Fuecoco. I don't really like the starters, so. Other than that, though, very good. Next over, I want to go over the map of the region and how it feels to explore it. There's some pretty cool areas in this game. My personal favorite is the bamboo forest near the fighting types Team Star leader, which is up on that top right area with that giant. It's in the North Providence on the right hand side right there. And you can see that there's that blotch blanked out, which people are theorizing is Kalos, which would be so cool. But I think this region has some pretty cool areas. Some of them look very similar, especially the grassy areas, so those get a little meh. But there's some cool hidden areas as well, so there's a lot here. I would give this, I don't know, a 7 out of 10. They could have done better with it, but since it's open world, I'm not gonna crap on it too hard. But it's pretty cool, but they could have made it a little bit more unique, I would say. But there's some pretty cool towns and cities I found that were pretty cool. So overall, yeah, I would give the map and region a 7 out of 10 just overall. Next, I want to go over the difficulty of the game. So when I played, I didn't look up guides or anything for which gym leaders to go to first, which Team Star members to go to first, anything like that. So I made the game inherently way more difficult than it had to be because I went to fight the Ice Gym Leader as my 6th badge, even though it's the 7th in difficulty, and they annihilated me. And by the time I had my 7th badge going for my final badge, I went to the I think it was the Ghost type leader, and I did that 2 times. I went to the grass for first, or I think I went to the grass or bug first, and then I went to this other one. I went to the first gym as my second gym, and kind of just blew through the whole thing, like, easily. So, yeah, there was that and everything, but, the Elite Four was pretty good this time around. They had some pretty unique teams. They weren't just all one type besides Norman, because he's a silly little goose. But the champion could have been better. Their team wasn't very, like, good. I mean, they had a go-go on their team, which wasn't very... I was like, what? But if you make the game more difficult for yourself by not looking up guides and seeing which gym leaders to go to first, and then accidentally stumbling onto a gym leader that you're not ready for, it makes the game hard. Especially when there's rival battles with those sometimes that also are hard because they're way higher level than you. There were a lot of times where I was very under level for what I was doing, but my Annihilate kind of, like, busted through the whole game. My Annihilate was overpowered as, like, all hell, so he made it very bearable. Because my Annihilate is about 10 levels ahead of, like, all my Pokemon, so, like, he's just constantly overpowering them. But, yeah. So I'd give the difficulty about, like, maybe, like, a 6 or a 7 out of 10, like, one of the two. I'll do 6.5, because if you look up a guide, you can make the game way easier, but if you don't and you just go in blind, then you can make the game inherently harder, but the game itself isn't, like, super difficult, so it's nowhere near the hardest game we've had. I mean, you have Cynthia, hard mode on Pokemon Black and White, Pokemon Trainer Red, Champions Road for Black and White. Like, there's a lot more trainers with more trained Pokemon, like IV and EV trained Pokemon in other games, and other games aren't as forgiving as the newer games, so it's not very hard if you know what you're doing, and it's nowhere near as hard as what we've had before, but it was still pretty hard because there were some points where I was extremely under level compared to other people, but I still pulled through most of the time and beat the Pokemon anyway, because my Annihilate just went complete ape shit, haha, on everyone. So yeah, but yeah, we'll give this section 6.5 out of 10. So let's head on to the next one. Next, I want to go over the gimmick for the game, which is terrestrializing. I'm one of those people who don't really care about the gimmick for a game in the recent Pokemon games. Terrestrializing is a cool concept, but I don't really like it. Like, I really don't. It, like, it's just, I get, like, changing your Pokemon's type can give you, like, a slight edge against the other people who are going to try to use a super effective move. Let's say, like, for example, my Powma, which is an electric fighting type, his Terra type is fighting, so I can Terra type into a fighting type and not take super effective damage against ground type attacks, like, for an example. So it's okay, but, like, I just don't really care for it, honestly. And it powers up your same type moves, and, like, that's cool and all, but the amount of time it takes for the cutscene to play while you pull your Terrassil Ball out, throw it, it makes the sound, it makes the crown, and then you have to, like, it just, I don't like how long it takes to use a move while you're Terrassalized. It's just a personal pet peeve, but I hate playing new gen Pokemon games because I can't emulate them and fast forward through scenes. I would, like, if I were to play an older Pokemon game like Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, Heart Gold, Pokemon Black, I could fast forward through scenes I don't care about. But here I have to watch them pull out a ball, throw it, they Terrassalize, they make the noise, then they go to the move. They have to shine the Terrassil form first before they use the move to signify it's going to do extra damage, and it's just, I don't care. I really don't care. Like, I just want to use my move. I'm upset because Mega Evolution is a far better gimmick, and I wish they kept it. It's so dumb. I love Mega Evolutions. I don't know why they got rid of it. It's super stupid, but I'm not here to argue about it. But 4 out of 10. It's okay. Like, at least we have a gimmick in the game. But I would rather have Gigantamax, honestly, and I hate Gigantamax. I don't like that either. I just want my Mega Evolution back, but no. But yeah, this is a 4 out of 10. This is a really, I don't care for this. I would have rather had no gimmick in the game rather than Trassilizing. I don't care about it at all. So yeah, we'll go with 4 out of 10 for it. And I guess the last section we'll do is the OST of the game. For the OST, it's okay. Pokemon's been slacking in the OST department, ever since Sword and Shield. It just hasn't been as good as the original games. Sun and Moon were okay, but I feel like that's when they started to drop in quality for OSTs. There's a couple songs in Scarlet and Violet I kind of like the Team Star battles are okay for OSTs. I don't like the gym leader music. The champion music sucks. I remember champion music used to be this great grand thing. Like, look at Kanto's champion theme. Johto's champion theme is the best by far still, and that came out 22 years ago. Hoenn's champion theme is phenomenal. Sinnoh's champion theme is excellent. Unova's champion theme is okay. It's still way better than what we have right now. Callus's champion theme had a really unique style to it. All of these different champion themes from Gen 1 through 6 had super unique, different, and cool sounding themes. It's nowhere near the same as it was back then, and it makes me upset because Pokemon music used to be super sought out for. Now it's just like, meh. I'm giving the Scarlet and Violet soundtrack a 6 out of 10. As I said, there's some songs and tracks I really like and I really enjoy, but overall, I don't really like it. Like, it's just meh. I never really had a moment where I got out of my seat and was hyping up to the music. I didn't really ever feel that. And it doesn't help that the game doesn't have voice acting, which is a problem. I never felt engaged enough just by the music. And the Pokemon animations aren't very good, and I don't know, it's just, they could have made the music better and made it more engaging at least. I don't know. As I said, there's some tracks I don't mind. I don't really like a soundtrack when I haven't gone and looked up a specific song for the game I'm playing. If that doesn't happen, then I don't really like the soundtrack. If there's not at least one song that pulls me and gravitates me, that's a bad sign for me, and it just, they could have just done better, but I digress. So we'll do, as I said, 6 out of 10. With all the personal gripes and everything, I'm just going to go over with a couple more things that kind of I don't like, but then I'll give the overall rating. This game is obviously rushed. It wasn't fully complete, I feel. And the fact that Game Freak doesn't really know how to make good Pokemon games anymore doesn't help. It's very unoptimized. The frame rates can get really bad, and it really unimmerses you if you're playing at 5 FPS. I don't mind 30 FPS, and the graphics are... Well, actually, no. The graphics can be pretty bad at times. There's a lot of textures that are 480p, and it looks horrible. The Team Star flags, they're never fully rendered. And, it upsets me because Pokemon is, one of my favorite franchises, and over the years, it's just gotten worse and worse. Scarlet and Violet is good, but it's just poorly optimized. And the fact that it's on a Nintendo Switch really holds it back. It runs at 30 FPS, which I don't really care about FPS, but it would be nice to play it in 60. It would make it feel way better. And if everything was purely rendered in 1080p and everything ran like it was supposed to, and the lighting ran like it was like if this game was released on a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, it would look so much better and play so much better. But no, it's stuck on a Switch, which is Nintendo needs to make a new console at this point, because it's just not working. We need a Switch Pro or something to like give it more power, because it's just not working out. But out of all that, I think this game deserves I'll give it a 7.5 out of 10. I really like a lot of parts, and a lot of the time it's just like it's striving to be something really good, and it's trying, but God, it's held back so much by a lot of things. And if they just took more time with it, I feel like it would have been better. But it's whatever, and stuff. But I think there'll be DLC later that adds more content. Maybe there's that. I hope there's more character customization, because that was something I really looked forward to, and it's really bad in this game. But I digress. But yeah, that's Pokemon Scarlet, 7.5 out of 10. I had a good experience while playing, besides some of those issues I mentioned. It's a fun Pokemon game, don't get me wrong. It's way better than Sword and Shield. I like it more than Sun and Moon. But it's nowhere near as good as the other games I've played, but it's not horrible either. So I would recommend it. $60 is steep, especially for all the issues it has. But hey, you get to play with friends. It's the first Pokemon game you get to play with friends. That's cool. There's cool stuff in it. I recommend it. So, alright, thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.